The Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Let's talk about this because this is the reboot slash sequel series to the Mighty Ducks movies, which, by the way, I have not seen before. So going into this, I really didn't know anything about the Mighty Ducks other than the fact that they're a hockey team. And one of the things I liked about this first episode, which premiered on Disney Plus yesterday, was the fact that you don't really need to have watched the original Mighty Ducks movies. They make it pretty clear with what's going on with the history of the Mighty Ducks and the character of course, Gordon Bombay. He's the only character from the movies that returns in this episode. We do know that the whole squad returns later in the season, so I'm really excited to see that. But yeah, it was just a great episode. Not at all what I was expecting. Like, also, I was expecting this to be like a half-hour show, but no, this episode was full on like 40-something minutes, and it was a great 40 minutes. I really enjoyed what they set up here with this series because obviously it did kind of seem like it did kind of feel like a Disney Channel type TV show, which I love Disney Channel. You know, I grew up watching that. But it did kind of feel like a Disney Channel show just with a higher budget, just the kind of stuff that was going on here. But again, I just really, really enjoyed this episode, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. And so really the whole plot of this episode is that Evan, our main character here, and his mom are creating a new team because Evan was a member of the Mighty Ducks but then he got cut from the team, which, I mean, that's rough. That always rough when you don't make the team or something. And basically the coach and like all the parents, like they're jerks. They were honestly jerks. Like they were taking this way too seriously, and basically they forgot that, you know, hockey and sports, it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be just, you know, competition. Obviously that's part of it, but they really forgot like the core element of what sports are. And that is something I kind of like think about too, because like, you know, sports aren't really for fun that much anymore. Like, you know, in high school and stuff like that, you play sports, like even if you like playing the sport, if you suck at it, you get cut from the team, then you can't play. And that's exactly what this episode is kind of about, because then we see Evan and also his friend Nick forming this team of misfits, and just these people that really are not good at hockey, and they just form this team to play hockey because they just want to have fun. And I think that's one of the coolest parts about it, is that they admit, like, you know, we're not good at this. We're probably not going to win many games, but we just want to have fun. We just want to have a good time, and we want to show the Mighty Ducks that it's not so competitive, and you know, you don't have to take this so seriously. And I thought that was a pretty cool setup here. And, you know, the whole band of misfits thing is kind of a cliche at this point. You see it all the time in movies and TV. But you had a pretty diverse group here. You covered all the bases. Obviously, you have Evan, the skilled hockey player, or skilled-ish. I mean, obviously not that skilled because he did get cut from the team. You got Nick, the podcaster. You've got a video gamer. You've got a daredevil. You've got a popular girl here. You've got, I think she called herself a warrior princess. And yeah, so it's a very diverse group of people here, and that's going to make for an interesting dynamic, seeing all of these characters clash, especially when like not really any of them know how to play hockey except for Evan. And then of course that is where the character of Gordon Bombay comes into this series, because he owns the Ice Palace, which is where this new team has decided to use as their home ice rink, because literally no other place would take them. And they decided to call themselves the Don't Bothers, because Evan, the coach of the Mighty Ducks, when he cuts Evan from the team, he says like, don't bother, like, you know, you're like 12 years old or something, so if you're not good at this, then just don't bother. And that's basically their team motto now. Like, they were told don't bother because you suck at this, but they're like, all right, well, we are gonna bother because we have fun doing this. And I think that's, you know, that's pretty cool. And Gordon Bombay, again, I haven't seen the other movies. I know that he was the coach there. from what I've heard, like he did have like a redemptive arc similar to where he's starting off here, where like he didn't like hockey, he didn't like kids, and then eventually he coached the team and everything. And most likely that's what's going to happen here. He's going to end up becoming the coach of the Don't Bothers. Hopefully they get a better name than that, because I mean, it fits with the episode and like everything, but then like, do you really want to play on a team called the Don't Bothers? Like, honestly. So obviously he's going to end up being the coach, and also I have a feeling that he is going to end up with Evan's mom, because Evan's mom, Alex, they make it pretty clear like she's a single mother and everything, and you know that's kind of just something that you see happen all the time in TV nowadays, with like, oh, the coach falls in love with the star player's mother. Which brings me to Cobra Kai. This series is so similar to Cobra Kai. That's one of the ways within that series, Miguel, like the star of Cobra Kai, at least in the first 2 seasons, his sensei, Johnny Lawrence, ends up falling in love with Miguel's mother. So there's a lot of similarities with Cobra Kai, because that is also a kind of reboot sequel series to the Karate Kid movies. And I love that series. I love Cobra Kai. And again, it's very similar because you bring back the original characters and the original actors from the movies, but then you have them teach a new generation to kind of like pass on the mantle. And you see that here, except instead of continuing on the legacy of the Mighty Ducks, which hopefully they're redeemed by the end of the series, now you have this new team being introduced, this group of misfits. And again, that was really cool. And you have such a cool team here, such a wide variety of different people on this team. And you know, also, you gotta feel bad for these people. Like, they're just getting bullied so bad at this school. And a lot of stuff in this first episode is just honestly unbelievable. Like, with how focused these parents are on, like, being so hyper specific and everything about this hockey, and like the coach being so mean and everything, like, don't bother. And then the kids at school, like, just automatically kicking Evan out of the cool kid table and everything. And yeah, like, these are some judgmental people, and again, that's kind of unrealistic, but you know, you kind of got to go with it. And also, one other minor complaint and nitpick here is that things really go by fast. Like, a lot of their problems get solved pretty easily. Like the fact that when Alex goes to get the ice rink from Gordon, he's like, no, I don't like hockey, no hockey here. And then she's like, well, I got money. And, you know, automatically he's like, oh yeah. And I mean, like, yeah, it was a joke, but also like quickly solved their problems. And then like they so quickly put together the team. But I think the way they did it was pretty cool, and I think it's going to pay off. And again, I just really love this episode, especially not knowing the mythos of the Mighty Ducks and what went on in the movies. I'm really into this, and I really enjoy this series so far, and I hope you guys too do as well. And I'm not completely sure if I'm gonna do like weekly episode reviews and breakdowns like I did here. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do that. I do really like this series so far, so I might, at least for the first couple episodes. If there's a lot of support, then I'll just keep on doing it through the whole series. But I'm definitely gonna keep watching it, and even if I don't do weekly reviews, I'll at least do a season ending review. But again, that depends on if you guys want to see that, so definitely let me know. Show your support in the comments below, and also let me know your thoughts on this first episode of the Mighty Ducks Game Changers. What did you think about it? Did you enjoy it? Was there anything you didn't like? So let me know. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the movie life.